Before I started Diakonia, I would say that a lot of times I found myself doing church instead of being church.
Diakonia hit me at such a time that I was going through a physical issue, and it kind of just made everything seem more bearable.
I was just kind of coming back to church. I was in the back of the sanctuary, and I saw the flyer for Diakonia, and I just glanced at it, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Well, that class sounds interesting. Well, that class sounds interesting. and I saw that it was led all by Lutheran Baptisters, and I just saw like some of the classes. I'm like, I would love to take these classes. For me, it was, I'm one of those flyer people. Like, you know, they say set them out, most people will not respond. I picked it up, I took it to my husband. I'm like, I need to do this.
That was one of my favorite things, I think, was getting to know each pastor, because each pastor had a different personality. And each class was, I mean, I would be like, oh, this has been my favorite class so far. Then the next pastor would come out, oh, this has been my favorite class so far. I feel guilty not liking it more than the last class. But
it's true.
Everyone was, I just really loved meeting the pastors, because that was a great opportunity that I would not have had without Diakonia.
Because I always feel like this. If I take that class, then I will know all the things. Then I will have everything figured out. And so I, of course, went into, especially I will say, theology class. I felt like I went in with these questions and I came out with these questions. But I came out okay that I had those questions. So I think that was my biggest learning thing, is that not that I got all the answers, but that I got okay with having questions.
Well, for me, I think I was looking for a better understanding of my Lutheran faith, first of all. But secondly, it seemed like a great opportunity to get into the weeds a little bit, you know, maybe know some of the secrets that we don't hear about from the pulpit always.
I had one of the most faith-filled moments that I've ever had in my life. The way that Pastor Bob Cochran talked about it, and we were talking about grace and how God's grace is important and how it's just poured over us and that we don't have to earn it, that it brought me to tears.
And some were not lifetime Lutherans, so that perspective was very interesting as well. Being able to hear someone come alive to the word grace.
Yes.
That really impacted me.
I liked being in a class with other people from other churches too. So it just kind of made you feel like you were part of something.
It carries over into all aspects of your life. I think our church life is better.
Yes.
I think that the community life that we have is better. Look at the things you have done in the community since you did this.
Going into it, I would have wished I was going to tell you that I was doing a lot more with it, like very structured. And I feel like what I'm doing is I'm using it everywhere now that I'm already at.
And going through the program, I realize that God's calling me to do more, and I want to do more.
I think my faith just seemed a little bit mundane, but now it feels more alive, and I'll see God working in different ways that I never saw before.
As a leader, it gives me more tools, more things I think I can contribute, and more resources as well to do those things.
I think some of the things that we learned from the pastors kind of fulfilled what we thought about our faith, and some of the things turned it completely upside down.
Don't worry about the commitment. It is, there is work to it, just like anything that's worth doing. So don't be afraid of that commitment, but just try it also.
All I can say is I would advise anyone to do it. It's marvelous. It will open your perspectives, change your world.
Try one class. Just start with one class. You're only signing up for one class at a time. If you try one and it doesn't work out, then maybe it's not for you. But I can guarantee you, if you try one, you're gonna get hooked and want to try more.
If you have the fear like I do it with a friend or a spouse, someone that you can, talk with every week and go over everything that you went through in class, and I think that's very helpful to have a partner, whether it's your spouse or a friend, or two, or three, a carload.
There you go, Carla. Exactly. I think we got to watch each other grow as well. And that was really nice. Really nice.